Hi, I'm Kim Collins, and it's that time of year again. It's regional band auditions for Connecticut. I'd like to start with some tips for the Gavotte, which is the faster of the two etudes that need to be performed this year. It's really important to remember that the Gavotte is a type of dance. It is stately and rhythmic and well in control. It is also important to think about the slurs as notes of emphasis. So when you're playing a group of two notes that are slurred together, to emphasize the first note rather than the second note. So we want it to sound a little bit more like this. Instead of and that will make it a little bit more stately sounding. Another really important thing to think about is the relationship between the initial part of the piece that's in cut time and then the vivo section in the middle that's in 2/4. I really like to keep the quarter note beat the same between the first section and the second section. And I like that because it feels like it flows a little bit better. It's a little strange to be playing along at a quick tempo and then suddenly put on the brakes for the vivo. So we don't want to hear this. We want the quarter note beat to match. So that's a really important part of, I think, what makes the piece feel like it flows a little bit more. And that also is a really important part to consider when you're preparing the piece. Whatever tempo is your best tempo and your most reliable tempo for the vivo should be the tempo that you use to begin the piece. So if your vivo isn't very quick yet, then you need to begin the beginning of the piece with a quarter note beat that matches your vivo. The other thing that I want to mention in this is that there aren't many dynamics marked. I like to encourage my students to put in a few dynamics, and when you hear me perform it, you might hear a few contrasts here and there. So think hard about how maybe one section sounds a little bit more insistent and another section sounds a little bit less, and start creating some dynamics in there, because there aren't any dynamics written in my edition. And I think that the audition committee would really appreciate hearing a little variety on the day of the auditions. And the last thing that I'd like to suggest is that when you practice the vivo section, which is the more challenging of the three sections in the piece, be sure to practice it in chunks. So if you want to try to get that vivo faster so that you can play the beginning faster, be sure to play it with a metronome on at a quick tempo, but maybe a measure at a time with a beat or two rest in between. And do that until you can master each measure. Once you're able to do that, then turn the tempo down a bit lower and try running through it at a more comfortable tempo. And the goal is to try to get your fast bits a bit faster than the actual tempo that you want to play, so that when you run through it, it works out really well altogether. Those are my tips for today. If you need some more help, please feel free to message me. I'd be happy to help you with your audition preparation. And good luck. Have a great audition.